Tom here from Metalloud, and welcome to another 1 year later review. We are looking at Jeff Rosenstock's We Cool. Now, this album last year really kind of surprised me, mostly because I never really listened to Jeff Rosenstock's more popular band called Bomb the Music Industry, but I had definitely heard of them. I definitely heard their name dropped a few times here and there, so I didn't know what to really expect from his solo work, and I really dug what I heard on this album. It was really out there with some of the tracks, like Nausea, which is almost like a show tune. It's got the piano goings, has horns in it, but it's still got that very kind of pop punk feel to it. It's also a very dark song as well, which is a theme throughout this entire album. It's a very kind of depressing outlook album, and it talks about watching your friends and everyone kind of growing up and doing things with their lives and having kids and buying a house, and you're just some lazy bum on a couch somewhere, or at least you feel that way. You feel like your life isn't going anywhere, that you haven't accomplished anything, compared to everyone else that you know. And it's kind of a theme that we can all deal with, that we probably have felt, especially if you deal with depression or anything like that. It's definitely something that's going to hit home. There's songs on here about people kind of moving away and losing touch with people, and just remembering times where you would just drive around with somebody and just get lost, and how much fun that was. And a lot of the songs are these kind of depressing themes, but the music is upbeat and kind of that punk beat. That definitely fast-paced punk music feels kind of a little bit upbeat, and that's something I kind of like, that nice contrast to. And he never really shies away from taking shots at himself. I mean, most of this is kind of very self-depreciating, and it's told, a lot of the lyrics are done in a humorous way as well, which kind of keeps things at least a little bit lighthearted. It never really feels like it's so dark that you listen to this and you want to, slit your wrist after listening to this or anything. It's not going to cause you to sink into a depression or anything like that. But if you deal with any of it, it's definitely going to allow you to kind of connect to it a little bit more and understand what it's like, because you've been there and you know that, which I really enjoyed on this. But overall, even if that's not something you can really relate to or connect to, the songs themselves are definitely pretty fun. Particularly, there's a song called You in Weird Cities, which is the one I was talking about. There's a song called Hey Allison, which is definitely kind of a very straightforward kind of old school punk song. The opening track is definitely a more kind of pop punk sound to it. Like I said, Nausea is kind of weird and kind of out there, which I really liked. So overall, after a year, I mean, this album still really kind of holds up to me. I feel kind of about the same way I did when I listened to it. Nothing on this album's really kind of faded for me. I think the songs that have really stuck out for me, the ones I've already mentioned, those are the ones that kind of really have stuck with me throughout. I usually keep You in Weird Cities on rotation. That's probably my favorite song off of this album, but overall, Jeff Rosenstock's We Cool, after a year, still a great album.